That number where checking your bank account stops feeling scary and starts feeling good is not $1 million. Most finance experts will tell you that you need 6 figures or more to feel truly secure, but the truth is there is a much smaller milestone that completely changes your relationship with money, and once you cross it, everything shifts. Hi, I am your host, and I spend a lot of time thinking about money psychology and wealth building, and why some people build wealth almost effortlessly, while others stay stuck in the same financial patterns for years. If you want to understand the real mechanics behind wealth building instead of just hoping things improve, stick around till the end and subscribe to the channel. Let us start with a question. When you think about building wealth, what comes to mind? Maybe a kid born into a rich family who never had to worry about money. Or maybe someone grinding away slowly, adding $1 at a time. The truth is, wealth building does not work the way most people think. There are certain financial thresholds that act like invisible walls. Until you cross them, the rules of the game stay the same. Once you cross them, everything changes. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder up a hill. In the beginning, you are straining, sweating, and barely moving, and you start wondering if it is even possible. But once you build enough momentum, something happens. The boulder starts moving faster, and once you reach the top, it almost rolls down the other side on its own. That is exactly how this financial journey feels. Everything before the threshold feels like pushing uphill. Everything after it feels like gravity is finally working with you. Here is the interesting part. This is not just about math. The real shift happens inside your brain. When you have no savings, your brain goes into survival mode. Every financial decision gets filtered through fear and scarcity. You take the first job offer even if it is bad because you cannot afford to be picky. You stay in situations you hate because leaving feels too risky. In survival mode, your brain literally cannot think about growth or opportunity. It is like trying to plan a vacation while your house is on fire. But once you cross a certain savings level, your brain finally gets breathing room. Instead of asking, "How do I survive until next month?" you start asking, "How do I grow this money?" Instead of being reactive, you become proactive. Research shows that even a small emergency fund creates a big boost in financial well-being, and once that fund covers 3 to 6 months of expenses, your brain shifts from just protecting money to actually building wealth. Now let us look at the math, because it is genuinely exciting. Say you save a fixed amount every month and invest it at a decent average return. Reaching your first big milestone takes the most time. Month after month of discipline, sacrifice, and delayed gratification. But reaching the same milestone size a second time takes less time. Why? Because now your first chunk of money is also working alongside your monthly contributions, generating its own returns. You are putting in the same effort, same monthly amount, same level of risk, but the timeline shrinks simply because more money is working for you. As your portfolio grows, this speeds up even more. Eventually, the same milestone that once took years starts happening in just months. The first milestone always feels the hardest, but every one after that gets easier. This is not some secret investment world only open to the rich. It is basic math. A small percentage return on a small number feels tiny. The same percentage return on a bigger number actually means something. Here is the most important part that most people miss. When you save a meaningful amount starting from zero, you are not just building a bank balance, you are building the most valuable habit there is. Getting there from zero is not easy unless you are earning a huge income or living rent-free with your parents. You have to track every dollar. You have to say no to things you want. You have to resist instant gratification. And you have to do this consistently for months or years. This proves that you control your money instead of your money controlling you. That is not just a financial skill, it is a life skill. Once this identity shift happens, small purchases stop feeling stressful because your priorities are clear. Another shift happens too. problems start turning into opportunities. When you live paycheck to paycheck, every surprise expense feels like a disaster. Your car breaks down, your laptop dies, your rent goes up, and it all feels catastrophic. With a strong financial cushion, these same events become minor inconveniences. And opportunities you never noticed before start showing up. A friend starting a business and looking for investors. Before you would have thought that sounds interesting and moved on. Now you can actually consider it. This is what people mean when they say money goes to money. It is not magic. Having money gives you options, and options create more opportunities. This shift does not stay limited to money. It changes your career too. When you live paycheck to paycheck, you feel trapped in your current job. A bad boss, toxic coworkers, boring work, and you still cannot leave because you need the next paycheck. This weakens your negotiating position. You are afraid to ask for a raise. You cannot push back on unreasonable demands. But with a solid financial cushion, everything changes. You now have what people call walking away money, meaning you could quit tomorrow and still be fine for a few months. This does not mean being reckless, it means negotiating from confidence instead of desperation. Often you never even have to use this money, just having it changes how you carry yourself. You become more confident, more assertive, more willing to take on hard projects. And people notice better assignments, more recognition, and yes, more money. Here is where most people go wrong. As soon as they hit this milestone, they treat it like a reward and blow it: a new car, an expensive vacation, something they cannot really afford. That is a mistake. This money is not a reward, it is the foundation of your entire financial future. It is the seed that can grow into generational wealth if you are patient enough to let it compound. Take cars as an example. Over a lifetime, people spend so much on cars that the same money could have funded financial independence. Monthly payments, insurance, maintenance, and fuel add up to a massive amount over decades. And the moment a new car leaves the showroom, its value starts dropping immediately. That same money invested instead would multiply rather than evaporate. Cars are emotional purchases. I get it, everyone wants something reliable and good looking. But that car payment might make you feel wealthy while actually keeping you poor. Once you have a solid cushion, the way you look at big purchases changes. The question shifts from "can I afford the payment" to "what is this actually costing me an opportunity?" This milestone will not make you a millionaire overnight, but it will completely change how you see money and opportunity. It is the difference between surviving